Yo, what's up? Today is another Am I the Asshole Reddit story, and today's story is Am I the asshole for putting a private conversation on loudspeaker, which cost my brother his 18-year relationship? Okay, guys, I'm extremely tired, and it's been a long ass day, so please excuse any poor grammar or spelling mistakes. To begin, my brother Ben, 36, male, fake name, has been in a relationship with Abby, 36, fake name, 18 years. They've been engaged 8 years, wow. And they've nearly gotten married 3 years ago. But months before the wedding, Ben chickened out. They went to therapy, and basically because our dad left us, he has issues with commitment. We thought over the last year he was finally going to step up for Abby and be the partner she deserves. He did seem a bit anxious leading up to the big day, but assured everyone he was okay. Today, they were meant to get married, but as Abby and us bridesmaids were about to enter the church, Ben was nowhere to be found. Wow. So he basically stood her up. Everyone tried to calm her down, saying it was traffic, or he probably had the monster hangover. Well, an hour passed, then two, then three, and then half. And after the 4 hour mark, Abby said F. She was going back to the hotel. Call her when he landed. My family looked panicked and nervous, trying to get through to Ben or the groomsmen who had not arrived yet. My other brothers and brother-in-law's sister's husband went looking for him, thinking he got hurt or arrested the night before. I went back to the hotel with a very broken looking Abby. We drank and ate food for another hour before I got a text from my brother in law saying they found him in a bar and they're trying to talk him into going to his own wedding. Wow. My sister rang her husband and heard him in the background. He was literally acting like a 5-year-old who didn't want to go to the doctor. Okay. Honestly, guys, had enough at this stage. He messed this girl about too long. And frankly, leading someone along for 18 years is just cruel. So he's just so here so here's where I may be the asshole of the century. So I think she typed something wrong here. I walked into Abby's room and told her to be quiet, and then I rang my brother-in-law and put him on the loudspeaker and asked him what was going on then for him. To put Ben on the phone, the drunk fool started saying shit he didn't think she was the one. Wow. And he's only with her because they've been together too long and he's scared to be alone. Okay. I let her hear everything, I won't lie. I felt like a monster when she started crying. Abby then grabbed the phone and told him he had 1 hour to get to the church or it was over for good. Long story short, Ben ended up at his church 20 minutes later, and Abby took off her dress and left the hotel alone. So he ended up being left. So he ended being left at the altar, and she went on the honeymoon alone. I've been disowned by everyone except two siblings, and I had to get Abby's maid of honor to collect my suitcase from outside the hotel. Mom dumped out when she found out. I'm the full blame for ruining the relationship, and 98% of my family hates me. Okay, so first of all, I think the real asshole is, of course, the guy who literally ran away from his own wedding. And I mean, he was drunk, right? I don't know if it is what he really, uh, I don't know if it is what he's really thinking of, or if he really believes this, because if he's leading on this woman for 18 years and he doesn't really love her, he's just like, it's been, it's just, if it's just because they've been together for too long and he's scared to be alone, then obviously he is the biggest asshole here. I mean, it already like crossed the line of being an asshole. Like he's a genuinely bad person for ruining somebody else's life. I mean, she's already 39, right? Yeah, and I mean, it's very hard for her. Like, I mean, of course, she can find another like person who loves her, but I mean, like he literally wasted the best time of her life just to be with him, and then he says that he's been together too long and he doesn't really love her. I mean, and then he stood her up at their wedding. I mean, it's just how bad of a person can you be? And obviously, if like you let the conversation, you put the private conversation on a loudspeaker, right? But the problem is you didn't know, the OP wouldn't know if uh her brother is gonna say this, is gonna say something that bad. And I don't think it is her fault. Probably she shouldn't put it on the speaker, but even if she did, I mean, the main problem is what her brother said and not her putting the conversation on a speaker, if you know what I mean. It's just that maybe you shouldn't do this, but even if you did, the fault is not yours. This is what I'm thinking. And I feel bad for this woman, Abby, honestly. And I don't know why 98% of my family hates me, like hating the OP. I don't know what the family is hating the OP for when the brother is obviously the main guy to blame. So, yeah, let's see what the comments say. Not the asshole. You did her a favor by having her hear it. You did something no one else ever did for her. The truth, the truth to move on. Everyone's saying you're the asshole, or yeah, have their own issues with being told the whole truth. Yes, I mean, if what he's saying is true, even if he's drunk, right? But people sometimes say the truth when they're drunk because, they wouldn't tell it to anyone else otherwise. But having her hear it, I think is probably like for the best. Like, imagine if you didn't really love her, you don't really love her, and then you marry this woman and you're gonna live the rest of your life with her, and the woman doesn't really know that you don't love her, and you're just wasting her life away, and you're just basically lying to her. And I think it would be a very bad thing to happen to somebody, to marry to someone that don't actually love you. You know. To add, let's look at this in a few years. Imagine the heartbreak she would have felt if she had a kid with him, and she was left in the lurch again. He left her at the altar. She talked about his supposed life partner as if she was an object. Do you honestly think you did wrong by helping her find out the entire unedited truth? To spare who? The same man that has emotionally tortured her for nearly 2 decades. She deserves better. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Absolutely not the asshole. I can't believe that people saying you're the asshole. She needed to hear this to get on with her life. Brother is a dropkick. Commitment issues? BS. He's a coward. Yeah, I mean, it's probably better that she hear this. Hears this, okay. Not the asshole. Should have been done a decade ago before she wasted all her good years on your brother. Yes, exactly. Her friends begged her, her family, even me and my siblings, multiple times to me. If you want to marry someone, you do it within 5 years, 7 maximum. Yes, maybe. I can't really tell because I'm not married, so I don't have any experience on this. Personally, I think she needed to hear this. I hope she meets someone on the vacation. Yes, she needs to hear the truth from him. So I think your family is an asshole for hating you. They are ruining all this girl's life. They're all ruining this girl's life. Yeah, she's partly responsible for staying for so long. But everyone else is enabling him. Your brother trying to convince him to go to the wedding is an asshole. He's a grown man. Also, he didn't make Ben say anything. He said all of that on his own. Yes, exactly my thoughts. So I think my thoughts are aligned with what the public is saying. So yeah, the biggest asshole, the biggest bad guy is her brother, and I don't think she did anything wrong by putting the conversation on the loudspeaker. So yeah, yeah, I think that's about it, and I'll see you in the next one.